Welcome back to Answers On, everyone. We're here in Davos in our studios here. Gideon Moore is Firmwide Managing Partner with Linklaters. Welcome to you, Gideon, and Brian Peccarelli, Chief Operating Officer, Customer Markets at Thomson Reuters. My thanks to both of you. Gideon, let's start with Brexit. Remarkable actually how little it's been mentioned, I think, in a lot of the big discussions here, but the uncertainty is growing. Tony Blair told us this morning he thinks the likelihood of a second referendum, is growing by the day. What are you telling your clients?
We're telling our clients that we're sort of monitoring the situation as it unfolds. It is uncertain. That's about the only thing we can be sure of. What we've done, Axel, over the last period is keep very close to our clients, find out what their needs are, how we may assist them. As the political situation develops, we keep them informed. We also have to look at it from our own perspective because we are a business ourselves across Europe, and therefore it's important that we look at it from an organisational perspective and how we can continue to deliver our services to our clients. And lastly, we have to look at it from our people's perspective, really important. So we have a lot of continentals working in our London offices and vice versa. So again, we've kept very close to our people just to make sure that they're informed and we make sure that they are looked after.
And Brian, let's throw in the US trade tensions here as well. So Brexit on one hand, trade tensions on the other. General economic and geopolitical anxiety, I think, is fair to say. What are you telling your clients about these big picture anxieties?
Well, I think we see in them some caution about what's going on because there is uncertainty. It's just mentioned. You can't predict exactly from week to week when it comes to trade what's gonna happen. So we're advising them. You've got to be prepared for that optionality. And part of what we provide to them are systems and technology that allow them to be ready for whichever way it goes, so they can react, and kind of turn on a dime, depending upon what happens.
Yeah. Another big thing here, another big theme, of course, and it has been for a while, is the workforce, the future of the workforce. I know law firms are looking at this very, very closely, and AI, et cetera, et cetera. How is Linklaters responding to this? Well, a lot of the doom-mongery scenarios that robots are going to take over 50% of your jobs, including some of the sort of middle-ranking lawyers, I hear.
Well, we don't have middle-ranking lawyers at Linklaters. I think you have a choice. You either accept it, embrace it, or run away from it. I don't think we have a choice. I think if you sit King Canute-like and just sort of watch the tide come in, you're going to be in trouble. I see it as a really exciting opportunity, and certainly our people do, at all stages of their career. I think that what it will do is take away some of the drudgery that lawyers have historically had to do, and that will allow machines to take over from that perspective. It will also allow us to deliver an efficient and value-orientated service to our clients. So it's a good thing.
But so your people aren't worried in any way? People aren't coming into your office, knocking on your door saying, look, am I going to have a job in 2 years?
I think being worried isn't going to help, and therefore you need to work out sort of how you're going to plan to react and respond to the opportunities that it presents. We asked some of our trainees if we could lay on an extra course for you, what would it be? And the vast majority came back and said programming. So again, I think from the firm's perspective, the fact that we're able to facilitate those opportunities where lawyers can combine with how the rest of the world is developing and bring it in-house, I think is a really exciting prospect.
What about from Thomson Reuters' perspective? Within our own company, but also at the companies of our clients, the big four, for example, whose workforces will, I'm sure, be impacted somewhat.
Yeah, so when you look at it, I think, in the whole legal sector right now, we can take a lesson from what happened to accounting firms over the last 15, 20 years with automation and everything else. And I think, as Gideon said, we saw there, it's augmented them. It's taken away some of the drudgery of the work. Still in high demand accountants and in the accounting firms doing more than ever for their clients and being able to serve them in bigger and broader ways by leveraging technology. I think that pattern is going to follow in law firms, that technology will help take away some of the drudgery and allow them to actually do more. So I don't see it as, all of a sudden replacing in the kind of the doomsday of.
Are law firms late to the game, would you say, generally?
I don't think so. I think others may be driving the process and we may be slightly responsive, but I think we've caught up. And I think we're looking at it from two perspectives. Yet again, from our clients' perspective, as their world develops and changes, and some of the very exciting systems that we've heard about here at Davos over the years are actually now coming to fruition. So it's really exciting that blockchain, for example, has been taken from the textbook into practice, and they're requiring lawyers to sort of advise them how you set up those systems within a regulatory framework. So again, it's giving up really good opportunities for firms such as ours to play a meaningful role in that area.
What about you personally, though, Gideon? When we talk about AI, and I speak for myself as well, and Brian as well too. I speak to my 12 and 13-year-old kids, and they love this idea. I'm a little bit more wary because I'm a little bit older. I mean, personally, how embracing are you towards this?
I don't think we have a choice. On a personal level, I think that there are opportunities for our firm to get involved. And what we've tried to do, Axel, is move away from just being a pure law firm and sitting on the sidelines, but actually getting people within our own organisation to help program, to have joint ventures with clients, so that we really understand both the technical aspects as well as the legal aspects. And I think being able to combine the two areas of expertise will put us and our clients in good stead going forward.
Same question to you, Brian.
Yeah, no, well, in this whole space, I mean, it's becoming a reality. So AI, you mentioned, I mean, we've come out with solutions that are actually improving the quality of the work and speeding up, the work to get onto it. So it's one of those things that, again, increasing productivity around it, but still those skills of communicating with your client, all the soft skills are so important. And that's not going away. That's not being replaced by a machine or AI technology.
There is one final question on gender equality that I want to ask you about, and we've talked about it in the past. How much progress is Linklaters making, is the legal profession making in getting more women into their firms as partners or up to the partner level?
Obviously can't talk about other firms. I'm very happy to talk about Linklaters. We're making progress, but from a relatively low start. This year will be the first time that Linklaters will have over 20% of its partnership comprised of women. Not great, but we're going in the right direction. I'm very fortunate, Axel. I have 42% of my executive committee comprised of women. So 3 of the most senior women in the history of the firm are on my executive committee, supported by others. It does show, though, that if you have a talented workforce comprised of a very diverse workforce, actually you get the best people and you can provide the best service to your clients.
It would be really remiss.